views and opinions expressed may not reflect those of the Allen County Public Library, Access Fort Wayne, and or any other supporting groups. If you are interested in producing your own programs for Access Fort Wayne, you can contact us at 260-421-1250.
Welcome to Countyline. Hi everyone, I'm Mike Green, Public Information Officer in the Allen County Commissioner's Office, and welcome to Countyline, the program that features news and information about Allen County government. The Allen County Solid Waste Management District strives to recognize businesses, institutions, and organizations that make efforts to reduce waste in our community. The district also encourages innovation in what's known as closing the loop by using and creating recycled products. Now, each year the district presents awards to those organizations which have taken steps to reduce waste. And these waste reduction and recycling leaders were recognized on August 27th at the 22nd Annual District Excellence in Recycling Awards luncheon. And here are some highlights from that event.
I'm going to talk about these honor roll members. These are businesses within the community that they provide recycling services to Allen County and are leaders in the waste industry. And we honor our honor roll members each year. There are lots of them represented here today, I'm happy to see. We do have either a plaque or a year bar for your existing plaque that we would like to present you with today. I'm just going to go through these, and I'll ask at the very end if our honor roll representatives could come up. We have Ace Recycling. They serve as a drop-off for recycling. Earth First, Solid Waste and Recycling Collection. Liberty Tire, they assist us quite a bit with our Tire Amnesty Day as well as our county tire collection. Quincy Recycling, paper recycling and cardboard, books, paper, plastics. Recycle Logic handles industrial and construction recycling. Republic Services, waste and recycling collections, drop-off facility. They operate the landfill, the compost sites, and they're the host sites for our drop-off trailers. And we have Waste Management of Fort Wayne as well, solid waste collection, disposal, and recycling. So if we could have a round of applause for our honor roll. Sorry to go through those so quickly, but we do thank you very much and appreciate you, and we do have a little token at the end here. This brings us to our partners. There are several partners we have throughout the community that assist us in doing what we do, and we couldn't do it without them. We just don't have the facilities or the staff to be able to expand our reach as we are able to with these partners. So again, to go through these fairly quickly, we work with Batteries Plus for batteries and bulbs and have for many years. CityLink has been a longtime partner. They are a host site for our Tire Amnesty Day, which is first Saturday of every October. The City of New Haven provides locations for Christmas tree recycling. Woodburn also recycling drop-off site. Fort Wayne Parks and Rec, they offer several of our Christmas tree drop-off sites. The town of Leo Cedarville, they provide a site for our trailer, and a recycling trailer. Monroeville as well has a recycling trailer. The Highway Department, they help us out a lot in picking up tires that are dumped as well as Christmas tree recycling. Connolly's Do It Best. They help us quite a bit with lots and lots of bulb recycling, as well as Grable hardware store and Hires Automotive. They help us with our automotive fluid recycling. Sears has been a partner with us since 1999 to do bulb recycling. Umber's Hardware as well provides bulb recycling. OmniSource is our partner for electronics recycling, and that's been on quite the uptick lately. Kroger has been a longtime partner, and they provide spaces for our recycling drop-off trailers, and Sam's Club does as well. So we thank them all so much for their help in enabling us to expand our reach. And again, we've got a little something for you at the end, so thank you. The 3R award is given to organizations that significantly reduce the amount of solid waste generated. They develop methods of reusing resources, and they implement recycling programs. So these are all people in the past year who have done these things. There was a tie this year, and points awarded by the judges. So in the category of 3R award nonprofit, in no particular order, the first winner is the Habitat for Humanity Restore. If there is a representative here, yeah, come on up. And the big reveal.
Yes. We have 100% glass. Yes, so we need you on this side.
Thank you very much.
Perfect.
Thank you. Habitat for Humanity Restore is a self-sustaining social enterprise. They accept donations of new and gently used material, supplies, furniture, and household items, and then they sell them back to the public at discounted prices. So a little bit about what they did this year. They recycled 400 tons of material, or they kept it out of the landfill. So they're keeping that material out of the landfill. They're providing low-cost materials to homeowners to be able to improve their homes. And then the funds all go to their mission of building homes for underprivileged. So it's just a great program. It's a win-win-win. And if you follow them on Facebook, they have amazing reuse ideas that they post. And I'm a big Etsy and Pinterest and DIY type fan. Some of you guys might know that stuff. But it's really fun and exciting to see what they do. They incorporate education into their mission and show people what they can do with some of these items beyond what might be obvious. So it's really neat what they do. Our next winner in the 3R nonprofit category is the Fort Wayne Children's Zoo. Can someone come up? Or you can all come up if you'd like. Fort Wayne Children's Zoo, you're probably all familiar with, but this year they took on a strategy to engage in effective conservation activities and share meaningful conservation messages. And when you go to the zoo, it's very, very clear that they recycle, but not only that, they really educate you about what they're doing and the meaning behind it, and they make it fun and engaging, and it's very well incorporated into everything they do. So this year they streamlined their process, and they made sure every employee knows where everything goes and that it's very smooth and it's just incorporated into day-to-day activities. So they were able to recycle over 200 tons of material last year, and that doesn't even include electronics, batteries, bulbs, and scrap metal. So on top of that, it's quite an accomplishment. Yeah. So thank you, Fort Wayne Children's Zoo.
Well, it's important for us to reduce our impact on the environment and be a leader as far as conservation and set an example for all members of the community, but especially for children. That's kind of our focus. Children are the future, and it's great to be an example recycling for them.
Okay. Tell us a few of the specifics of things that you undertook when you applied for this award. Tell us a little bit about that.
We added over 100 new recycle bins, so for every trash can in the zoo there is a recycle bin next to it, so there's always an opportunity to recycle anywhere you are in the zoo. We have a map recycling program now because we hand out maps at the beginning to people who want to know where things are in the zoo, and now they can recycle those paper maps as well. We also work with the solid waste department on composting materials. So all of our animal bedding and waste goes to composting, which is quite a large amount.
How difficult was this work? Were there any particular problems or issues that you had to deal with or hurdles that you had to overcome to implement this?
One that I can think of is plastic bags. Our animal bedding used to come in paper bags, which were recyclable, and that was always very easy for us. A new supplier started packaging them in plastic bags, and we had a large amount of those and no way to recycle plastic bags of that type. So we contacted the solid waste department, and they took samples of our bags, and they were able to take that load for us and recycle it along with theirs. So,
has this been a cost-effective process for the zoo? Is it having a positive impact on the bottom line?
I think so, because it is reducing our waste disposal costs. We are recycling a large amount every week, and it's reducing the amount that actually goes in the dumpster.
Moving on to our 3R category in commercial, our winner is the Olive Twist. And I know I saw you. Lori, are you here? Yay. So if you're not familiar with the Olive Twist, it's a store in Covington Plaza, and they also have a location in Auburn. You can go in and taste all different olive oils and vinegars. And not only that, but they have a very excellent recycling program in place for their bottles. So it's a fairly small business, but every step of the way as you participate, if you go in and you get a tasting card, you learn about the product, there is a message on your sheet of paper, there's a message on a sign on the wall. Recycling is an intrinsic part of this process. They were able to save 5,800 bottles in 2003, on track to recycle over 7,000 bottles this year. So that's a huge savings to them because they buy their bottles from California. So it's shipping savings and purchasing savings for them, and then they're able to pass that on to their customers as well. So it's a really neat program that they have going.
Well, we have these beautiful bottles, first of all, and to see them go into the garbage absolutely broke my heart, especially knowing what we had to pay for them to get them here. And so we spoke with the Board of Health in Allen County and talked to them about the proper way to be able to recycle them and get them sanitized properly to reuse them. And so that started about 4 years ago, and we're going into our 5th holiday season, and we get a ton of bottles back from our customers. We give them a discount for bringing their bottles back to us, and then we take them from that point then, and it saves us so that we don't have to have new bottles coming in and also don't have to ship the bottles.
Did you have any particular problems or issues that you had to overcome as you were putting this into play?
Most definitely. I mean, we're working with olive oils and balsamic vinegars, so cleaning them properly. We found that nut oils don't clean up not so nice, so we have to do a little more due diligence with those than what we do with the other ones, and we have to keep them also separated because in the process of sanitizing that they're considered a contaminant for someone who has allergies, so something else we had to really look into.
Did you have to get any particular equipment or any particular processes that you had to put into play to be able to do the cleaning?
Actually, I was quite surprised. No, we did not. We obviously have to dishwash them first, but then we also do a wash, rinse, and sanitize process, and something that we do with, like any restaurant would do with plates, you know, in a restaurant setting. So we were really pleased that we didn't have to have special equipment to do it.
Obviously, it's important for the environment, but for your business in particular, what kind of cost savings, if any, have you seen from this, or the cost effectiveness?
We definitely have seen where we're not paying the full price with the discount that we give the customer. It's still cheaper than what we pay for brand new bottles, and also the shipping cost from California is quite hefty for us. So just being able to do it in our own facility is very nice savings for us.
We have one more award today. This is the Director's Award, and this is a special award that's given to a business who is doing something a little bit different, a little bit special. And this year, we are giving it to GM Fort Wayne Assembly. Do we have someone? So many of you may know that GM's a landfill-free site and has been for quite some time now. So for them to institute something to reduce waste seems to me like it must be getting harder and harder. What they did this past year was they changed the way their paint purge lines work. So I assume working with some genius engineers, they came up with some algorithms for exactly the minimum amount of paint purge material that can be used. They reorganized the way they run the line to make it more efficient and put color categories together to eliminate the need to purge the lines as many times. And what they did was they ended up reducing the amount of purge paint thinner by 30%. And that was the largest hazardous material that they were dealing with. So that's quite a significant reduction. And we're pretty impressed with that. So.
It took a lot of people to be involved with pulling together to figure out ways that we can reduce our number one hazardous waste that we generate at the plant. By adjusting some of the programming, we were able to reduce the amount of purging that was generated for our waste thinner purge by grouping a bunch of trucks together before we would have to change colors and purge the line. So by reducing the frequency of the purging cycles, we were able to reduce the amount of waste that we generated.
What are some problems or difficulties that you had to overcome?
Well, with there being a lot of different stakeholders with making a change like this, it just required a lot of people to be involved with working together to accomplish the goal that we had in mind. So from a technical standpoint, the programming aspect was key, and also just getting everybody on board with what we needed to do in order to make sure that we were moving in the same direction as an organization.
And were you able to do this in a cost-effective manner? And maybe you can explain a little about that.
Yeah. Sure, absolutely. Just by the reduction of the raw material, we save in that regard. The amount of waste that we generate as well, instead of sending more waste out, we were able to send less waste, thus the waste reduction drove cost savings as well. So it was a good stroke both for the virgin material that we use and the waste that we generate that has both been reduced.
Okay. Well, Allen County is about to embark on another major road project, but in this particular instance, they will be working closely alongside the officials from Huntington County. This involves a project that will be taking place on the southwest side of Allen County. Commissioner Nelson Peters has been deeply involved in this project for some time now, and he's with us to talk a little bit more about this undertaking that will be going on. First of all, Commissioner Peters, as always, good to have you.
Mike, pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
This is going to involve, as I said, both Huntington County and Allen County.
Right.
It's a stretch of Lafayette Ctr Road in Allen County, and I believe it's known as County Road 900 North in Huntington County. Explain to folks a little bit about what this project's going to entail.
Well, let me first say that we in this community have come to realize that we've got to work together as a region to make anything happen in terms of job growth, job production. And the Huntington County Commissioners and the Allen County Commissioners came together about 2 years ago now and embarked on a study utilizing seeded money, $50,000 each. And what our thought was at the time was if we had a project engineered and in the queue, so to speak, then we might have better leverage in making a sale to the General Assembly in terms of getting dollars to fund it. Now, as you're well aware, we've got an industrial park on the east side of this called Stonebridge that we've got about $5 million wrapped up in right now. Part of the build out included roads and the rest of the infrastructure in terms of utilities and water and sewer and all that good stuff. This project was really the pinnacle of that entire build out.
Okay, and as we mentioned, Huntington and Allen County working together, it really is almost a 50-50 type project. 2 miles of this is in Huntington County. I think 1.7 is in Allen County. What are we going to be doing to these sections of roads?
You know, it's really interesting when you look at it. You've got a big economic development impact over on the Allen County side in terms of widening the road to 4 lanes, making sure that there's enough thoroughfare for the truck traffic that will come in and out of the industrial park that I mentioned. It's our hope that a lot of that traffic will in fact feed General Motors to the north of that project. And then as you move over to the Huntington County side, it's interesting to see a number of the train tracks that will be crossed by this project. It will make travel for Huntington County residents a whole lot easier moving east and west. So that in and of itself will engender some economic development, but on that side it's really all about travel.
And you spoke about the economic impact to the specific area, General Motors, Vera Bradley, and the Stonebridge Industrial Park, which folks, if they watched our last County Line program, know has just opened now. But we're actually talking about a much wider area because of how this is going to serve as a connector of sorts.
Well, we really are. I mean, we're looking at a connector from between I-69 now to US 24. And that is just a huge thoroughfare that people will take advantage of. They'll learn this part of Allen County. They'll learn that part of Huntington County. And I think from that, it's going to be a job generator when they see the potential out in this end of the county.
But even extending west and east, because this is going to connect the new section of US 24. This will help connect that area that's east of Allen County that leads all the way in Toledo, the Fort to Port.
Yeah, that's correct.
And then to the west, you're heading into Lafayette and that new section of highway that's built there. So this is going to be a super corridor almost.
You know, it really is. I mean, it finishes out the east-west corridor and it sort of begins the north-south corridor.
Now, no federal funds are involved in this. I know you've received $30 million in funding from the state. And the way you went about that is kind of unique also in the collaborative sense. Kind of tell us a little bit about what took place, what kind of steps took place that helped bring that together sooner.
Well, let me say that Senator Long, Senator Holman, Representative Leonard, and a number of others were just absolutely instrumental in help bringing those dollars to Allen County and to Huntington County. As I mentioned at the outset, we had a notion to take a look at this project about 3 years ago. And the Huntington County Commissioners and the Allen County Commissioners got together and said, well, what is it really going to take to actually get this thing off the ground? And we sat down with a number of legislators. We sat down with some other folks from INDOT, and they suggested that unless there was a plan, there was nobody from the state who was even going to talk to us. So about 18 months ago, 2 years ago, we dropped $50,000 from our seeded fund. That's the County Economic Development Income Tax Fund. And the Huntington County Commissioners did the same thing for a $100,000 study. We had the engineers come out, show what it was going to take to get this thing built, give us sort of an estimate of what it was going to cost. As we sat back towards the end of the last General Assembly session in 2014, a couple of the local legislators looked at the map and looked at what the governor was doling out to the various communities and said, hey, there's nothing in northeastern Indiana. So the question then came back to commissioners in all of northeastern Indiana as to whether or not there were any projects on the books right now that were ready to go. This Lafayette Ctr County Road 900 corridor came up, and they pulled the trigger on it, and unbeknownst to us, dropped $30 million in our lap. Now, the nice thing out of that whole agreement, and this is probably wisdom for another show yet, is that part of that agreement suggested that we would actually study the US 30 corridor heading out to the west. So that was all a part of that agreement, and we're as eager to do that as we are to do this project.
I know the Huntington County Surveyor Jay Poe, our Highway Department Director Bill Hartman have worked a lot together in terms of getting some of these studies done sooner rather than later, and that sort of helped move the process along. And in fact, they're talking now they may be able to let some bids or start that process maybe by the end of 2015. Maybe to folks that still sounds like a ways off, but these things can really get bogged down in red tape and hurdle jumping and whatnot. So that kind of work was important.
You know, Mike, I can't say enough about what Jay Poe, the Huntington County Surveyor, and Bill Hartman, the Allen County Highway Director, did to move this project along. The Northeast Indiana Chamber of Commerce had a lot to do too. We met in their offices numerous times to sit down to work through these plans. We brought legislators into the room, decided that this was the right thing to do. And again, I think the big key of this whole thing was the recognition that it was going to take collaboration to make this work. I think members of the General Assembly recognize this isn't just an Allen County project. This isn't just a Huntington County project. This is a project where there was a lot of collaboration, and consequently I think we were rewarded not only because we had the design and everything done, but because we had worked together to get to this point.
And is this something we can use in the future for perhaps other major or even medium-sized highway projects we're looking at?
You know, I absolutely think that it is. If we haven't learned anything regarding preparation, then we haven't learned anything at all. The name of the game is to get the projects conceived, and then get the projects engineered, and then if they've got to sit on a shelf for a little bit, so be it. But what we've instructed our highway department to do right now is to engineer everything within their power to make happen. If they've got to sit on the shelf for a little while, then they've got to sit on the shelf for a little while, but at least we'll be ready to go when somebody comes knocking.
Well, we're in Huntington County right now, and behind us in the church there was an open house to kind of explain to folks how the project was going to take shape and get some input from them. And you could tell by the crowd that was in there, there's a lot of interest not only on this side but also on the Allen County side. And I know this is something you're looking forward to getting out to the public, especially our Allen County citizens who will be affected, so that they know more about what's taking place.
There was close to 175 people in there tonight. I mean, it was a really, really good crowd. And you had probably more from the Huntington County side, who I think are interested in rights-of-way issues, who are concerned about what's going to happen with their property, who are concerned a little bit with speed limits, traffic counts, and that type of thing. And then you had the Allen County contingency, who I think were more interested in the economic development impact, how it was going to affect jobs on the other side of the county line. So yeah, there was an awful lot of interest. Hard to tell whether there was more pro or con, but there were definitely a lot of people in there with a lot of good questions, a lot of interesting feedback.
And hopefully we'll get a lot of good input from folks as this project moves along. Absolutely. Commissioner Peters, thanks a lot for joining us. We appreciate it. Congratulations on the $30 million, and this project moves forward. We're going to look forward to hopefully really good things from this.
My pleasure. Thanks so much for having me tonight.
And that will do it for this edition of County Line. Remember, all of our past County Line programs are available for viewing both on our Allen County Info YouTube channel as well as our video on demand service that we share with the City of Fort Wayne and the Allen County Public Library. You can reach both of those sites if you go to our website, www.allencounty.us. I'm Mike Green, Public Information Officer in the Allen County Commissioner's Office, and we hope you'll join us again next time on County Line.